another talking point from that is Jadon Sancho. Scored a brilliant goal. And I think of like moments like the Spurs goal that got us back into that game when we were 2-0 down. And such a lovely finish, just like once, like out of his body, whipped into the corner. But I think we're in a predicament, Jace, because you can pay 25 mil to Man United and keep Jadon Sancho, or you can pay 5 mil to them and send him back. Does yesterday change Chelsea's thinking on what they do with Jadon Sancho?
I very much doubt it. It might, but I doubt it. I don't think you rely on a cameo of half an hour to decide whether the player's good enough to stake your club. I think the whole time that he's been there have been moments. Have there been enough moments? And I'm not so sure there have been. What I'm wrestling with is it's only 25 million.
In this day and age, that's nothing.
You know, we're pontificating about whether he's going to come. Financially, he's on a huge contract to Manchester United. He will then have to reconfigure his deal and have to rethink about what his wages look like, because we have a structure. I don't know whether they're going to break it, probably not. But in terms of right here, right now, I think it's very much up in the air. I don't think it's a definitive 100% yes. I don't think it's 100% no either.
What would you do? Tough one.
It is a tough one. I'd keep him. Because I look at the places that we need to improve our squad, and it's a spine, right? It's similar to the 2014-15 season where we recalled Thibaut Courtois from loan. We brought in Cesc Fabregas. We brought in Diego Costa. I think the spine of the team needs improving. We need a new goalkeeper, need a new centre-back, need a new striker. I don't know if there's enough resources to go and get a winger. So I look at our wingers right now. Noni Madueke, Pedro Neto, Esteval obviously comes in. Mudryk, maybe, don't know what's happening with that.
I loved that he was there, by the way. And he was like singing along to his song in the pub when the Chelsea fans were singing it. It just made my heart. He's so cute.
He's one of those club favourites. But then Jadon Sancho's the other option. I just look at the options that we've got out wide, and I think we leave ourselves short if we don't keep Sancho. 25 mil doesn't get you very much in transfer markets, right?
That's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
That 25 million for him is a good deal, right?
Yeah. Good squad player.
Yeah, I mean, is that what you're saying he is?
I think so.
25 mil gets you squad players.
I don't think he starts.
And having Jadon Sancho as a squad player means you've got a very good squad. Yeah. So I'd pay the 25 mil. I don't want to help Man United out when it comes to...
I think you're probably right, actually. All things considered, for £25 million, it's nothing. Honestly, for Chelsea, it's absolutely nothing. He's a Chelsea fan. Clearly, he's happy here. I'd probably keep him. I would probably keep him. So it's only going to cost us 20 million if you think that the 5 million.
Yeah, because you take away.
So it's 20 million, right?
Yeah.
So 100% keep him 20 million.
Also, I love the fact everyone's paying attention to the wrong Man United loanee. Oh, Anthony's going to do this. Anthony's going to do that. He was terrible. Pay attention to Jadon Sancho. That was the right Man United loanee that you should be looking at, and he scored an absolute worldie.
The only time I saw Anthony was when he tried to square up to Enzo. I was like, that's
Enzo a bit Housery from Enzo as well. What, Brazilian Argentinian? No way.
And Jadon Sancho, I think even like the celebrations from the Forest game, even like pre-match for the Conference League, he just seems happy. He seems like he's always like in the middle of all the laughs and the jokes and the bants. It's just, I think he feels at home. It does feel,
just from the outside looking in, he feels comfortable there, and it feels like a right fit. I still want more though.
Yeah.
I still want more. There's more to come from this boy.
Yeah, there is more to come. And hopefully, will we see it next season? I suppose we'll have to wait and see. We spoke about cup finals and having 2 cup finals, Jace. Has the game against Forest, especially the second half of both games, has that shown a little bit more of something that you haven't necessarily seen from this Chelsea team a lot this season? Definitely.
We are a side that this season and the season before has struggled. I always refer to it like a bit of a bloody nose. Get a whack on the nose and we don't deal with it very well. Like a boxer takes a punch to the head. We seem to struggle to get ourselves back into the fight.
Yeah.
And the fact that we took the lead against Forest was crucial, because I'm not totally convinced still, had they scored the first goal, we would have seen what we saw last night. And that's another thing that impressed me. Went 1-0 down. If we can see the second goal, we probably don't get our way back into it. I don't know. Maybe we do with Reece coming on. But what really impressed me in the second half against Forest was how we managed it when we got a nose in front. We Nuno. So Nuno's been doing that to teams all season. Get the nose in front, defensively solid, well organised, fighting for every single ball, and that's what we did against Forest. Second half was different yesterday because we had to find our way back into the game. And then when we got ourselves in the game, we didn't sit back. We put our foot on the throat. We got the second, got the third, eventually get the fourth. So 2 similar but very different performances in the second half. And both of them showed me this is a young side maturing right in front of our eyes. Levi Colwill, right? You know, that young man there, he's had his moments where he's been brilliant. He's struggled at times.
Yeah.
He's a young centre half. He doesn't have a John Terry, a Desailly or a Leboeuf alongside him to learn from. And they're learning on the job a little bit. And over the last 2 games, I think this young side is slowly but surely coming of age in 2 huge games, Liv. 2 of the biggest games of the season, back-to-back, and we won both.
We did win both, and no one expected us. I think obviously we've spoken about everyone expected us to win the Conference League. We all expected us to win the Conference League, and we did. But we were written off, I think, against Forest. There was not many people. I mean, I put my hands up. I didn't think we were
capable. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Fair play,
but not
Quakers.
even just Chelsea fans, though. Yeah. I think Chelsea fans were split down the middle because of what we've seen throughout the season. They weren't sure whether
there was a
we
lot
had
of evidence
it in them.
to suggest we could go to Forest. We had 2 away wins since the beginning of December.
Yeah.
We had to go and win. And we did. And Quaker, credit Quaker. Quaker said we'd win there, and we did.
It was blind faith, but then I look at the way that we've done it, right? And this is why I absolutely love the end of the season. We won 5 out of the last 6 league games, and barring where we beat the champions Liverpool 3-1, they've all been won by 1 goal. 2-1 against Fulham. You look at the 1-0 against Everton, the 1-0 against Man United, the 1-0 against Forest, and compare that to the beginning of the season where we were scoring for fun. Yeah. We were the great entertainers. Put 6 past Wolves, put 4 past Brighton, put 5 past Southampton, put 4 past Spurs, and so it's been a complete shift. And the end of the season is Chelsea heritage. It's the way that we used to get over the line. In tight situations, we just get the goal and keep the lead. And that's why I really love the way we've ended it. Again, it was probably blind faith saying that we're going to beat Forest at the City Ground. But towards the back end of the season, we've been the most informed team in the Premier League, and you have to give credit to the manager, because it's all well and good us sitting here and praising the players, and like I say, players win matches, but in terms of looking at the running, everybody said Chelsea got the toughest running.
Yeah,
you're playing against Liverpool, playing against Man United, playing against Newcastle,
playing
against Forest, and we had the toughest running, not just out of teams chasing Champions League places, out of anybody in the league, and we won 5 out of 6. We deserve all the credit, and so does Maresca.
How excited are we to be hearing the Champions League? When we got into the Champions League, all I was listening to was that song. Yeah. Back in the big time, back where we belong. And this is us. Back in the Champions League. It's been a couple of years out, and we're back in pot 1 and Arsenal are in pot 2.
It's been a while. It feels longer than it actually has, because there's been so much change at the football club. Yeah. If you think about that team that we played, the last game was at home to Real Madrid, right? That was the last Champions League game we played.
Are we ready for it?
Yeah, because we're there.
Yeah,
and
we deserve it.
The strange thing about Chelsea is that whenever we're in the Champions League, I always think we've got a chance. It doesn't matter who come up against. We were unlucky that we drew Real Madrid 3 years in a row. Obviously, the first year we beat them, we won the trophy. The next 2 years they were close. Oh, well, not the third year, but the second year was close, and we unfortunately went out. So we've always got a chance against anybody in the Champions League. Of course, the format's different. It's a new Champions League that we're not used to. But if you're in it, you're gonna have to try and win it, right? And I feel like under the lights at Stamford Bridge, magic happens. We've seen so many magical nights, and of course we're going to go into it, and we're not going to be one of the favourites. But if you're in the competition, you've always got a chance. So let's just see how things go. But I'm so excited to have Tuesdays and Wednesdays back, right?
Thursday, Sunday. Get rid.
Thursday, Sunday was tiresome.
Oh, it's horrible.
Goodness.
Wasn't it tiresome? Give us that weekend back. We want a weekend back.
Give me some Saturday 3 o'clock games.
There you go.
Can't wait.